Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Last we left off, we had started our investigation on Chihiro Fujisaki, who had been killed with a blunt object, which was in fact the locker room dumbbell. We got Sakura's account and Mondo's account about how they felt about her, basically. We found out that the card readers couldn't let things happen, and there was a loophole, which of course we thought would happen and would be a thing that would happen in this game. Not only that, we went to the main hall with Byakuya, who's been dragging us around and leading us along in this investigation, which seems a bit culpable, but you know, whatever. He showed us the main hall e-handbooks, which basically which is basically a way to like circumvent things. Which there were Saika's, Junko's, and Leon's. Leon's doesn't seem to work. It isn't broken, as Monokuma said, but that he found a weakness in it. I can only presume it has to do with a battery. And then there's the broken e-handbook, which was Leon's. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue. We have to talk to Byakuya, I think, because there's really not much else we can do. So let's go ahead and continue this investigation. What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro? Absolutely, I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is a culprit in this case. Well, let's do a reaction. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right? There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again, using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. Still, could one of us really be a demented psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that will prove it, and I can show you. Okay, then show us. What do you mean by that? Oh, wait, what? Then you really think you truly believe Genocide Jack? Okay. And I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Okay, so now basis. That's kind of a bit annoying that we have to re-talk to him just to continue these reactions. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need. Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Does something like that really... Ah, hey, you two! I knew it. I knew it'd be Asahina. Big trouble. Need your help. We're busy. Leave us alone. But it's an emergency! Emergency! Come on, please, you gotta help me. Okay, so we help her. Please. This is a serious emergency. Please, you gotta go with me. Just calm down, okay, Hina? But it's an emergency. An emergency? What happened? Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya? Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Oh, okay, he says it himself this time. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no, but that'd be the end of it. Okay, come on, hurry! Wait for us, Hina. It looks like she's headed to the dorms, to Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Okay, my nose is hurting, give me a second. Oh, jeez. Okay, what's up? You guys are too slow. I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency? Well, after what happened to the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. She refused to come out and kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff? We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea. Alright, Byakuya, what do you think? Hurry up and do it. Okay. Let's see here. I may as well give it a shot. Ding dong. The door swung open. Slowly and silently. Uh-oh, here we go. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you.
She's vibrating a lot.
Up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
What? Is she just gonna admit that she's Genocide Jack? And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. What was that? She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. Okay, another flashback. I'll drive out the killer, drive out that murderous fiend. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door, but I felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? No, I think she probably has a split personality, and whenever she sees blood, she faints, but then she becomes Genocide Jack because she's interested in blood, and then turns out she has killed thousands or whatever. Who cares? Is that why Toko's so scared? Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Isn't there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Byakuya. Hey, Byakuya. You think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of the door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few moments... Oh, here we go. Leave me alone. You're all so annoying.
It's
Bakula! I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on! Hey Byakuya, what was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise? Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. But Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. I mean, I guess he does want us to be his deputy or whatever. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Oh, wow. I wasn't even reading it. I just legitimately said the library. Come on, let's go in. All right. So, I mean, things are going pretty well. I feel like I've just been reading, which is fine. I'm not good at commentary, but I also want to do some input. I can only presume he wants us to see something, which I think is in this room. Let's see. If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Go.
It'll all make sense once you're inside. Yeah, he really didn't want us going in there. Wow. Oh, there's so many books and files. And so much dust,
So in
too.
other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. There's a camera in there. I can only presume the book's directly behind him. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh? That's weird and wild. What, this box? There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although, judging by the smudges and the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. An extension cord, huh? Okay. There's this lamp here. Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
what?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark up there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. And we got a coin. Okay, so that's 2 coins. Okay, I got a call in the middle of my recording, but that's fine. There's so many files stuffed onto the shelf. What's in all these things? Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're just kidding, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. So then the last books are these ones. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. Huh? That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here.
Interesting.
It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Well, it's not that. It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but I mean, there's just so much. Could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? Still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible. What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple? Those things don't exist anywhere in the world. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I've reviewed them multiple times, there is no doubt. Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret, confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers, as well as domestic. How is that possible?
In other words,
I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council, and I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me, which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf. This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about the particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about the aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, she was suspended and bloodlust was written behind her. Her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim? That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple. The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack.
in other words,
That's right. There is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself amongst the rest of us. Then Genocide Jack really is... such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us?
interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. I guess we get down on our knees and beg? Byakuya, about that Genocide Jack case file. Did you let me see it? Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. Feel free to look at it in here. but you can't take it out with you. Oh, geez. Okay, he's looking at the stuff, isn't he? Murder cases of Genocide Jack. Top secret. And it's the thinnest thing ever. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Oh, wow, that's messed up. Scissors? Victim Ken Harada, office worker 32. The murder took place in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across his body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. The name of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Wow, I'm gonna read this when I'm editing this. Ken Harada 32, Tatsuhiro Honda 17, Shoji Gaku 23, Kano Issei 14, Takeshi Yoshida 30. Komatsuna Taro, Takefumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takeshi Masamune, Yuto Yumejima. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was written in the victim's own blood. And there was special made scissors, apparently. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page? Again with this? Okay. Profiling results? All of the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder? Wow, they didn't even call it multiple personality disorder, which is a common misconception. It is a dissociative multiple personality disorder, whatever. The key point here is that the culprit may as well have a split personality. A split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? Some part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know, I feel like my mind has gone numb. Genocide Jack case file has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Alright, just like Byakuya, we're gonna go for now. This has gone on for a little longer than I would like. I mean, the investigation is probably gonna go on for a lot longer than I originally thought it would be. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.